পৃষ্ঠা 208 continued. Choice of books. Points. Introduction. Why is choice a must? How to make a choice. Choice needs maturity of judgment. Conclusion. Books act as a guide in youth and an entertainment in old age. In solitude, they are our best companions. They help us to forget the worries and anxieties. A good book is like a counselor. It is the storehouse of knowledge and experience. There are many books in the market. Quote, some books are to be tested, others to be swallowed, and some few to be chewed and digested, unquote. Thus, the essayist Bacon classifies books. So, choice of books is a must. There are two classes of books, good books and bad books. The former helps the reader in his intellectual and moral development. We should develop an appetite for them. Bad books pollute juvenile minds and undermine the moral strength of the readers. Common readers usually like to read the novels or popular magazines or travelogues. Children usually like comics and detective or adventure stories. Para. A person's taste for books is actually determined by his educational, social, and cultural background. In the matter of choice, students should be guided by their parents as well as by their teachers. After all, they have greater experience of life and so can give good advice. A reader may begin with the classics because they are the nurslings of immortality. Reading biography of a great man. Points. Introduction. Task of a true biographer. The personality's influence. His educative value. Biographies of some great persons. The biography of a great man is the record of his life, his activities, and his success with steady determination despite a lot of failures. Sometimes the history of the aspirations and struggles of a whole nation is revealed in the biography of a single person. The task of a true biographer is to record the incidents truthfully. Biographies of great men are teachers of humanity. The readers feel inspired and encouraged to take a determined approach to various problems of life. This positive energy is the driving force of every achievement. After reading the biography of a great man, a reader feels that every dream is attainable. It only needs a strong determination. It is as if biographies of great men whisper into the ears of a reader. Quote, everything is within you. You can do anything and everything. Remember it, unquote. These words of Swami Vivekananda, of course, nurture our minds. Para. The biography of Abraham Lincoln or Henry Ford is a source of inspiration to the ambitious, Booker T. Washington to the oppressed, J.C. Bose to scientists, Gandhi to statesmen, Swami Vivekananda to the despondent, and that of Sri Ramakrishna to pious people. Biographies of these men serve as a beacon to us in our voyage through life. My favorite book. Points. Introduction, writer of the book, story element, moral of the book, its impact upon you, conclusion. George Orwell says that the supreme test of a good book is its, quote, survival, unquote. Reading books of various kinds is my passion. When I find time, I read classics. They are the nursling of immortality. Of them, I have read the Mahabharata a lot of times, and every time it leaves an abiding impression upon me. Para. The Mahabharata was originally composed in Sanskrit by Vedas. It was composed in Bengali by Kashiram Das. It is an epic of great interest. This book has a very wide appeal. Its story is interesting. Social customs, politics, religious beliefs, representation of class conflict, position of women, etc., are intertwined in it. It is thus a complex study of human psychology. All the motives behind the war of Kurukshetra represent the cause of conflict in the modern world. The defeat of evil is the moral of the epic. Lord Krishna's advice to Arjuna have been enshrined in the sacred book called the Bhagavad Gita, and he has become an integral part of India's spiritual culture. Para. I get engrossed in this book every time I read it. It helps me to understand men and morals of the modern world. It inspires me to fight for the right with any means at hand. পৃষ্ঠা 209 Section B Essays on Science. Some clues. 1. Science is knowledge gained through observation and inference. This knowledge is power that we enjoy. 2. We live in an age of science. Modern civilization owes a good deal to the inventions of science. We cannot think of our existence without the blessings of science, electricity, computers, internet, smartphone, robots, and so on. 3. We enjoy manifold blessings of science from the cradle to the grave. 4. Science has made humans the proud lord of the three domains of land, air, and water. 5. Like Aladdin's magic lamp, science has done miracles. It has conquered space, explored the ocean, and devised new instruments to make life comfortable. 6. The bounties of science are too many, and now we have reached a stage of civilization at which we cannot move a single step without it. Science has increased our comforts, lengthened our lifespan, assuaged pain, and conquered disease. 7. Science is not an unmixed blessing. Science can be both a boon and a bane, a blessing as well as a curse. It has given us many dreadful weapons like ballistic missiles and atom bombs which ruin mankind. But science itself is not responsible for this. Humans make the wrong use of science for killing of fellow men. 8. Science has given legs to the lame, eyes to the blind, hearing to the deaf, and tongue to the dumb. 9. Even in this age of science, superstitions are found almost everywhere. Superstition is born of fear and ignorance. It makes both fear and ignorance sacred, perpetual, and inviolable. 10. Too much dependence on science and technology is bad. It hinders natural development of life skill. Selected examples. Science, a blessing or a curse. Points. Introduction. Science in the service of humans. Science as a curse. Conclusion. Science is knowledge gained through observation and inference. This knowledge is power that we enjoy. We cannot think of our existence without the blessings of science. Electricity, computers, internet, smartphone, robots, and so on. We enjoy manifold blessings of science. from the cradle to the grave. Science has made humans the proud lord of the three domains of land, air, and water. But science is not an unmixed blessings, an unmixed blessing. We live in an age of science. Modern civilization owes a good deal to the inventions of science. Like Aladdin's magic lamp, science has done miracles. It has conquered space, explored the ocean, and devised new instruments to make life comfortable. The bounties of science are too many, and now we have reached a stage of civilization at which we cannot move a single step without it. Science has increased our comforts, lengthened our lifespan, assuaged pain, and conquered disease. It has annihilated distance, made transportation easy and faster, and brought the world in our drawing room. While medical advancements have eradicated disease and extended lifespan, technological innovations have revolutionized communication, transportation, and daily life, fostering convenience and connectivity. Science has been empowering humanity with solutions to global challenges. Progress in science presents a duality that sparks continuous debate. Is it a blessing or a curse? Science has also increased human power to destroy. Modern weapons can wipe out humanity from the world. The uncontrolled advancements in science and technology and the environmental consequences of unchecked industrialization pose a threat to human existence. Moreover, science has made humans mechanical, socially isolated, and devoid of critical thinking. No doubt science has endowed humanity with immense power, but whether this power will be used with good or bad intention depends on humans. The responsibility lies with us to utilize science for human welfare and not for destruction. Science in everyday life. Points. Introduction serves man in all walks of life, relieving people of doing hazardous work, medical help, etc. Conclusion. The modern age is surely the age of science. Science searches for truth and discovers the laws of nature. It works for the betterment of humanity. Blessed by science, the modern man no more laments with Shakespeare, as flies to wanton boys are we to the gods, they kill us for their sport. Science frees us from hardships, dangers, and sufferings. Science has, in a way, revolutionized our day-to-day life. It has made life more comfortable with various amenities. The various modern means of transport and communication has made the world a very small place. Prishtha 210. It has given us radio and television for our amusement. Science has made traveling a pleasure. It has destroyed the boundaries of time and distance. It has brought about a great change in the printing world. Now, using the modern scientific methods in printing, we can get books, magazines, journals at a cheaper rate. The biggest invention of science till date is perhaps the computer. It has helped civilization advance by leaps and bounds. Scientific implementations in medical treatment are doing miracles. Pacemakers are assuring new life to heart patients. From a small calculator to the computer, the satellite and the internet have been proving more and more beneficial to our life. Science has brought tremendous changes to farming with the introduction of agricultural tools and machinery. In today's life, science is our friend, philosopher, and guide. But too much dependence on science is bad. It changes the nature of human skills and habits. The day is not far off when this dependence adversely will affect man's daily life. Science and superstitions. Points. Introduction, various superstitions. What is superstition? Conclusion, superstition must be given a permanent farewell. Science, like art, is concerned with the quest for truth and reality. Side by side, it works for the betterment of humanity. In its search for knowledge and truth, science weighs evidence. It refuses to accept superstition. Superstition is a belief without reason. It thrives on ignorance. Many men are superstitious. Some consider number 13 unlucky. Some believe in ghosts and spirits. For some, the noise made by a lizard is ominous. If someone sneezes or calls from behind, it is considered a bad omen by some. If someone sneezes or calls from behind, it is considered a bad omen, O-M-E-N, by some. The cry of an owl or a raven is inauspicious. A comet is a portent, and so on. People attribute their failures to these superstitions. For example, a man sets out on a business and a black cat crosses his path. If the man fails on his mission, he curses the black cat. A dog howls before a door, and superstitious people think that someone in the area will die soon. A new bride is considered to be good luck. To see a washerman's donkey at dawn is a sign of good luck. On the other hand, meeting a widow while beginning a journey is considered unlucky. Ironically, even educated persons wear gems to ensure good fortune. Superstition means a faith which is unfounded. Superstitions are the creations of whimsical and disturbed minds. They destroy our self-confidence. They dampen our will to work. They tend to weaken the scientific approach to life. We have to encourage the power of reasoning to combat them. A scientific minded person has no faith in silly superstitions. Superstitions can be dispelled only with the spread of education and scientific spirit. But the scientific spirit must go deep into our social system and change our attitude from within. We should remember that the scientific way of life is bound to triumph. As Rabindranath Tagore put it, we must get rid of, quote, dead habits, unquote, if we want to enjoy freedom. The internet, its use and abuse. Points: information and entertainment, results, email, buying and selling, easy access to information, obscenity, cybercrimes. Internet is, no doubt, indispensable in modern civilization. This scientific innovation is so helpful that few spheres remain in this world which are being organized without the application of computers. Internet is a means to enhance one's knowledge and perception, wisdom and perfection. One can be acquainted with the world within a few minutes via the internet. Internet is so informative that the user may avail himself or herself of the scope of collecting data for different disciplines. Email is beneficial to quick communication. Banking and investment systems become quick and errorless. Internet marketing is in vogue nowadays. Its benefits are many, but internet has now been abused by some. Chatting, for example, through the system of internet is now the most notorious. The youth have been wasting their energy, indulging themselves in apparently useless chatting. Besides, Facebook is now being used mischievously. Although internet is a blessing of the modern science, it becomes a curse when it is used in doing something frivolous or criminal. Everyone, especially a student, should be aware of the abuses of internet. People should control themselves while availing themselves of the opportunity of internet, else they will become its victims. Use and abuse of the mobile phone. Points: introduction: a powerful device for communication. Its demerits: abuse by the young generation. Effect on environment. Conclusion: when telephone was first introduced in the world in the 1950s, people were ecstatic for its communication facility. Of late, the introduction of mobiles makes the telephone a relic. Mobiles are in fact indispensable in the present day of hurry and business. Communication is possible at all times and in any place, but everything has its merit and demerit. So mobiles are to some extent to be cursed. People, especially young generation, have been abusing mobiles. They not only chat in an unexpected way, but also indulge themselves in leading immoral lives. Obscene video clippings and some other versions of immoral entertainment are now available in mobiles. Therefore, the students have now tremendous fascination for the mobiles. Consequently, instead of studying, they concentrate on using mobiles for sheer fun. পৃষ্ঠা 211। Numerous towers have been erected for the network of mobiles. It is well known that a particular wave which is responsible for the mobile network harms the ecological balance of the environment. It is evident in the pale colors of the trees and fruits adjacent to the mobile towers. The use of mobiles while crossing roads and driving has also resulted in increase of accidents. Thus, it is the time to be conscious of the abuse of the mobiles. The concerned authority should take immediate steps to stop immoral business which is proliferating. All should remember that the sole purpose of mobile is to communicate. Entertainment may be available in the network of mobiles, But there should be no immoral design. Above all, the government should restrict the use of mobiles, so much so that antisocial activities may not be done through mobiles.